What's happening, guys? Good morning. Good morning to you. It is Thursday, November 19th, 2020. This morning, the topic is going to be, what is perspective? What exactly is perspective? It's the title of the show. It's the title of a book I'm finishing. I use the word quite a bit, so let's talk about it. What exactly is it? Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right, guys, what's happening? Good morning to you and happy Thursday. Man, I'm happy to be here. This morning, I was trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to talk about. I always have an ongoing list of things that kind of pop into my brain and, things that I want to talk to you guys about, things that happen in my life that kind of trigger things, and I type stuff into my phone notes, and just nothing was feeling right this morning. And then it hit me. I was like, man, the title of the show is Morning Perspective. I'm writing a book titled Perspective. I talk about perspective quite a bit with people, both on the coaching side of things, just in life, just in conversations. And I've been talking about it for years, right? The importance of perspective and how it will guide your life to a higher place. And so I figured, man, what a better morning to talk about it than this morning. So I want to say good morning to some folks. What's happening? Jared, Carla, Tammy, Jonathan, Adam, good morning to you guys, and thank you guys for being here. So let's dive into it here. So what is perspective? Let's look up first the dictionary definition. If you guys don't use the dictionary much anymore as adults, man, it's really helpful. It really dials you back into exactly what you are saying sometimes. We use words and we forget exactly what they mean, right? We forget exactly what those words mean. So let me read this to you. Perspective, in the definition that we use it here, is a particular attitude toward or way of regarding something, a point of view. Let me read that again. A particular attitude toward or way of regarding something, a point of view. So the reason why, perspective is such an important thing to me is it has changed my life in ways that I can't even describe to you guys. Just the simple choice of the way that we look at things, the way that we choose to look at big goals, right? You can look at big goals as intimidating, or you can look at them as exciting, right? There's a few chapters in my book that I'll go over with you guys this morning. Just some interesting phrases that I think will make you guys think about that word perspective and exactly how it relates to you, and maybe how your perspective needs to be adjusted in order for you to really be living the life and have the days that you really want to have, because it is a choice. It's absolutely a choice. The first one I'll share with you is your perspective creates your own potential. And I believe that with all my heart. Your perspective creates your own potential. Whatever it is that you believe you are capable of, your perspective of your potential is created by you. It's a choice. It is a choice to believe that you can do anything or that you can't do anything. That is a choice, right? The second one that I'll share with you here is 360 degrees perspective. 360-degree perspective is really important. And the question you ask yourself to find that out is, how does everyone else see it? How does everyone see it? We go through turbulent times in this country. I had some interesting conversations yesterday with my friend and mentor and coach, Jay Duran. And we were talking about just the state of the world, what's going on in the world, and especially in our country with politics and all the things that are happening. There's a lot of change happening, right? And you see it online. You see people voicing their opinions, and then people responding to those opinions, and they disagree. They have a different perspective. But it is important as a person to exist in this life, to be able to, really understand people, to be able to have empathy, as somebody mentioned in the comments here this morning, to be able to have empathy, having the ability to see the 360-degree perspective is really, really important. Really important. Recognizing the victory in your struggles is perspective. It's very, very powerful perspective. How do you recognize the victory in your failures? Man, when you get to a point in your life where you realize that, like, the things that are going wrong are the real gifts, those are the things that are going to teach you the most, that are going to keep you moving forward, growing as a person, growing your business, growing from every angle that you can possibly imagine. When you realize that, your perspective changes and life gets exceptional. Another one here, there's so many here that are really good topics. Blocking out the noise to maintain the right perspective. It's a really important one, right? You got to recognize, what you need to pay attention to and what you don't. Blocking out the noise is a popular phrase that's used in the world today, but it is important for you to understand what that phrase means. Is like, what's really important? What is going to move you forward, and what is a waste of your time? And that is different for every single person. Different for every single person. Every person is going to look at that and see different things as noise, different things as useful, different things as things that will propel them forward, and things that will hold them back. But to maintain the right perspective in your life, man, you can't get involved. You can't major in the minors and win and maintain the right perspective. Your mental diet creates your mental perspective. This is a big one for me. And I try to preach this every single morning here to you guys, but like, what you allow to enter this brain of yours, and that's through conversations, through friends, through social media, through the news outlets that you choose to consume. That mental diet that you have, that you commit to, or that you don't commit to, and you let junk get up in this brain, just like we let junk get in your mouth and into your body. Your brain will have the same effect if you put junk into it as if you ate McDonald's every day for 6 months. So I want you to remember that, perspective is the driver that keeps us moving, right? It is the thing that allows you to see a challenge as an opportunity to learn. It's the thing that allows you to see the joy in the journey of life. It's the thing that allows you to help other people see a different way, see a different option. There have been 2 times in my life where I've had an opportunity to speak with a person that was in a very dark place. And 2 times in my life, I've been able to talk people out of, one of those times unknowingly, talk people out of ending their own life. That is perspective that will change your life. Knowing that there's a human being here that's a father and a son and a friend and a person that deserves to be on this earth, that's here as a result of something that you were able to do. And I thank God that I was able to have the right perspective that day, to be able to provide the right perspective, to be able to help those people. And it changed my life. It changed the way that I look at so many things. And I will attribute me being able to do that those 2 times to the mental diet that I am committed to not allowing the toxic things in this. My mind and my heart but to keep things in perspective, to constantly be farming my own land and pulling my own weeds in my own life, right? Crystal clear vision creates crystal clear perspective. So many times, this is something, I started working on it yesterday. I started working on my goals for 2021. And I am constantly trying to find the next step. What is the next thing? What is the next move we need to make? What is the next vision that we need to cast to keep people excited, to keep people motivated, to keep people interested? What is it that we need to change? What is it that we need to do next year that we were unable to do this year? We grew a lot this year as a company, right? We grew a lot at my house as a family. So what is it we're going to do next year that is the new vision of the Pavement Group, of Top Contractor School, of the Hess family? Zach, 1000%, it gets easier to keep perspective with time and repetition. Discipline and repetition is everything in life. To every ounce of progress that you have, it comes down to discipline, repetition, right? And you see that in companies a lot, to jump off track here for a second, but you see that in companies that have a lot of success, but they don't keep it. Or they really struggle to keep it. They struggle and they have an up and down and they have a lot of turnover. There's a lot of instability there. The reason for that is that they don't have time and repetition, right? They don't have discipline. They kind of hit a spot at the right time, or they entered a market at the right time. And so they had a lot of success very quickly. Sometimes you can build a company even through just massive effort, right? Just through a ridiculous amount of effort, and then you get to here, and what got you here won't get you there, right? And so as companies continue to scale, or you continue to try to scale your own life, what you realize is that, as Jocko Willink says, discipline equals freedom, and discipline will give you all the freedom that you want if you just work at it every single day. And it's one of the hardest things in the world to master. It's one of the hardest things to work on, because we're constantly failing at discipline, right? And it's a very difficult thing. So if today was your last day, is another chapter in my book here. What if today was your last day? How would you live it? What would you do? If what you have to do every day, or what you get to do, whichever way you want to look at that, if what you get to do every day, going to work, spending time with your family, all those things, if those are not the things that you would do every single on your last day, that you do every day, then you should probably change that about your life, because the perspective of life, the fulfillment of life, comes from being able to do something that you just genuinely enjoy. Like, I feel like it is a gift to get to come in here every day, to get to go out in the field and talk to the guys today and spend some time on our job site. Everything about my life has been intentional. It wasn't always that way, but for the last 4 or 5 years, it has been exceptionally intentional. I started getting around the right people, creating the right strategy, maintaining the right perspective, understanding the vision of what I wanted my life to be like, and just showing up every day and trying to create it into something that I could look back and be proud of. And I can say that I've done that. I got a long way to go to where I want to be and where I know I'm capable of getting to. But I've been able to do that through maintaining the right perspective, not getting too excited when things go sideways, understanding, the gift of struggle, understanding the gift of providing perspective to others, showing up here 240 times in a morning to be able to hopefully share some knowledge with some folks that gives them a different look on life, that gives them the opportunity to go pursue a dream that maybe they were giving up on. That was a powerful episode the other day. It's, and when I'm doing them, I never know exactly how they're going to touch people, right? Or connect with people. But when I get messages afterwards that say, man, I was ready to give up. I had this idea that I was ready to give up on, and listening to you changed my mind. Changed my mind. and I'm gonna start again today. That is man, it's a gift. I can't even tell you how it feels. It's hard to explain. But your perspective, another chapter in my book, is your perspective is you. And I'm sure that everybody can relate to being around people that don't necessarily have a good perspective. They see the negative in everything. And, when you're around those people, man, it's just a drain of energy, right? It's a drain of your life. It's a drain of your day, and it's a drain to everybody around them. And those people need help. They need assistance. They need motivation and inspiration and direction. And they need a plan. They need a strategy. They need somebody to lend them a hand. You just have to make sure that you're not the only one in that relationship working, because I've been there. I've been there many, many times in my life where, I was trying to help somebody have a new perspective that just wasn't interested. And so now at 41 years old, I'm a lot wiser to that situation, to those people that they're just not interested. Right. And that's okay. Maybe people go through seasons in their life where they just don't want help. They don't want to have better days, and they don't, it's just kind of a place that they're at. It's a season. And, you can keep showing up for those people. Just don't get so involved that it brings you down. Right. Don't get so emotionally involved and attached to that situation that it brings you down. But your perspective is you. If you are a light in a dark world, man, people are going to be attracted to you. That's just how it works. And if you are darkness in this life, man, you're going to find out that it ain't going to pay well for you. It's not going to pay. You can, by the way, there's a lot of people out there that are dark people. They can pretend to be very bright for a period of time. I'm sure everybody's met some of those people too, right? They try to what I call buddy hustle you, right? Like they bring you in close, they make you feel warm and fuzzy, and then you start to see, man, this is not the person that they're trying to be, that they're pretending to be. There's some darkness there. And again, you can try to see somebody through the darkness, but at the end of the day, man, you want light in your life. You want souls in your life that lift you up. You want people in your life that make you want more for yourself, for your family, for your church, for the people around you, for your business. You want people around you that are pushing you forward, that naturally, when you talk to those people, man, you get off the phone and you just want to go do something, right? You want to go help somebody. You want to go be productive. You want to go innovate something. You want to go do something positive for this world, because that person's perspective is driving you forward. It's like plugging into something, right? You plug into something. Are you pulling energy or are you giving energy? Ask yourself that question. And if you're the person that's constantly pulling energy, man, you're going to have a rough ride in this life, because it is, people don't like to be around people that just suck energy all the time. That's for sure. Last but not least, the last thing that I'll share with you here this morning, what if heaven, the destination that we are all trying to get to, right? Whether that's you believe heaven on earth, the real thing, whatever it is you believe, I think everybody wants to go to heaven, right? Everybody wants to experience that in their life. The idea, the definition of it sounds pretty good. What if heaven was nothing more than a new pair of glasses? I got this chapter from my buddy Keith Calloway. I hope he's still on here. But we were talking, man, it had to be 2 years ago. And we were talking about just the importance of perspective. And he had told me that he had read this somewhere. Maybe it was a title of a book or something. But what if heaven was nothing more than a new pair of glasses? And that title, man, I was like, dude, I got to use that in my book. Like 100%. That is the definition of perspective. It is about looking at life, looking at your troubles, looking at the challenges, looking at the hard times, looking at the opportunities that you want that are really difficult, the tough decisions, all that stuff. being able to take a moment, slip on those glasses and see it for the gift that it really is. And that is exactly in my life experience of working on perspective, working on, being able to see things through a different lens and being able to see things for the gifts that they really are. That is probably exactly the way that it works. It is a choice. It's a choice for you to recognize that you are maybe being a little negative, that maybe you are not handling a situation exactly the way that it should be, and being able to slip those glasses on real quick and tell yourself, man, I need to see this for the gift that it is. I need to change my perspective. I need to look at things through the right lens. Rick, I would disagree, man. I think that heaven is right here in front of us if we just choose to see it that way. Rick said everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to go today, right? It is, man, I think that this life is extremely heavenly if you choose to look at it through the right lens. And if you choose to surround yourself with the right people, and you choose, to give back, to do the right things, to, do things that make you feel good about yourself, to keep the promises to yourself that make you feel good about yourself. Everybody who's accomplished something major in their life, man, can relate to that, right? Like when you do it over and over and over again, Zach says, we would rather downsize and step back for growth and keep their quality. When you do something over and over and over again, and Zach's company down in South Carolina has built an incredible reputation for quality and just being a great company. You do something over and over and over again enough times, man, and it becomes your identity. It becomes something you will not sacrifice. And you look back and you say, man, I'm proud of myself for being able to do that. I'm proud of myself for being able to put together enough days that led to that result. And that, friends, is when life gets good. When you can look back and start checking those things off your list, that's what it's all about. And if you haven't felt that way and you're not feeling that way right now, man, you can start today. You can fill that cup today. You can start checking that list off today. Today can be day number 1 of the chain of events that changes your life, that changes the lives of so many people around you. And it all starts with just one simple decision for you to keep a promise to yourself, for you to listen to that voice in your head that tells you what you're supposed to be doing. We all have it. It's a north compass that guides us through this life. Everybody has it. If you choose not to listen to yours, that's your business. But mine is crystal clear, friends, because I am guided by the right energy, by the right God, by the right perspective. And I don't get it right all the time, man, but I'm working hard at getting it right more often than not. And I show up every day trying to get just a little bit better, just a little bit better. And as long as I keep showing up, I know in my heart that will happen. So, well, I hope this episode provided you guys with some perspective this morning. I hope it gives you kind of something to chew on, something to think about with your own life. Jared, I appreciate that, man. I'm hurrying, brother. The paving season definitely stalled that out. So I will 100% make a commitment to you guys that I will get it done as soon as possible. I get a little breather here in the off season, so I can take some time to kind of polish that thing off. So, but I appreciate you guys being here. I will see you again tomorrow morning, Friday, November 20th, 7:30 a.m. Same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective. Love you guys.